Well, good morning. I'll tell you the truth, I don't know when this video is going to air. I'm putting it down tentatively for the 20th of February. However, Risto may do a video today, and this afternoon we're supposed to record a video with the ambassador and the group. So I'm not sure exactly the sequence that I'm going to put these videos up. I've toyed with the idea of having sometimes more than one video per day. In fact, I've done that in recent weeks twice. I've had two videos in the same day, or at least that's the way it shows up in the listings. Anyway, the title that I've selected for this video is Ending Slavery and Financial Tyranny. And my blurb goes like this. So, how will we know if anything has really changed from the way the world has operated? Yes, in order for any change to work, there needs to be a change in the consciousness of humanity, especially those in leadership roles. As I see it, the majority of humanity is so programmed that they would not know that a slavery system even exists and would not be able to describe what financial tyranny is. Unfortunately, the ambassador is right when he says that humans are generally ignorant. Again, that's part of the matrix design. However, more and more people are becoming aware of the reality of our situation, slavery and tyranny. For me, there will be two major markers that will indicate a real change has occurred. And I just noticed when I read it, fixed it. Number one, banks will be required to obey the law and to forgive all fraudulent debt, which is the vast majority in existence. Second, all courts will be mandated to put human rights first, ending the deceptive maritime system and replacing it with common law. These are subjects, of course, that will continue to reoccur as long as the matrix system continues to operate. We need to understand the situation we find ourselves in, and as I said in the blurb, most people don't. If you went out on the street, I mean, I've talked to people in groups that think that a mortgage, that the bank loans you money. I mean, then the first time I heard that it doesn't loan money, I was shocked. I didn't want to believe it because everything that in my programming had taught me that that's exactly what banks do. Banks lend money to people. No, they don't. Banks steal money from people, pretending to lend it to people. It's all fraud. It's all fraud. They do not have any money to lend. They create money out of thin air. But with fractional reserve banking, for every dollar that they take in, they're able to create $9 more out of thin air. So 10% or less of the money that a bank has on its books is actually something that is there. You know, it's all fraud. It's all a scam, and banking has been a scam from the beginning of time. From the beginning when banks first started. I was wondering as I pondered this topic before I started making the recording, I was pondering if banks are even going to be required in a new world at all. I don't know exactly how that transition would be and how to repurpose them, but if they're going to still be in existence, they have to obey the law, which means they have to create honest contracts. Contracts that are based in truth. They have to tell you where, if you were going to borrow money, which actually I don't think anybody will have to borrow money in the new system, but if you did, they'd have to tell you where the money was coming from, and they'd actually have to give you consideration for the whole procedure, and they'd have to tell you the truth about how they handle the money. Now, if the average person understood and knew how the financial system works, they'd understand what financial tyranny is. It's all fraud. And it's been able to stay in existence because our courts went to bed with the bankers and prostituted themselves to the bankers so that our judges and our attorneys and the people in the legal field have foisted upon humanity a fraudulent system of slavery where they actually see you as dead and certainly not having any rights. They see you as stupid because they want you to be stupid because that allows them to make their scam work longer and longer. But as I said, people are waking up. But the courts do not follow the law. It's not based on truth. Everything in the current system of the matrix is a lie. Virtually all of it. There is very little truth in the matrix system at all. Truth is only going to be found from people that have integrity, which again, I repeat what I said in the previous video about Michael Tellinger saying that the currency of the new world order, the real new world order, the positive new world order, is going to be integrity. And we've got to get there. And that's why I say leaders, especially those in leadership roles especially, have to have a shift in consciousness from greed to integrity, from greed to absolute honesty and wanting the best for the people that you're serving. And all leadership roles are servant roles. We've got everything backwards in the matrix. We think the servants are the people at the bottom. No, the servants are the people at the top. The greatest are the ones who serve others. That's the way it is spiritually. And that's the way it needs to be all across the board because everything is spiritual. Everything comes from the same basic cosmic law. Do no harm, cause no loss, and don't violate the free will of any other. All human rights spring from that responsibility, that we obey those general rules, which is also known as the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. If we would do this, we could create a world that works, a world that's sustainable, a world where we honor our environment, a world where we honor the plants and the animals and all life, when we, of course, honor each other. And we don't put the other first, we put ourselves first, but not in a selfish way. We put ourselves first in the respect that we say, well, if I do what's best for me, it's going to go down to how I treat other people, because it won't do me any good to treat other people bad. What's the saying? I had it just a second ago, and then it flew right out of my mind. And by the way, I want to just interject something here. I have not been getting sleep lately. I mean, I've not been able to take naps. I lay down, I can't fall asleep. My breathing has become erratic especially when I lay down. When I'm sitting up, it's reasonably okay. But for the past 3 days, I've been getting like 2 hours of sleep a day. And that's about it. And I just cannot get enough rest. And I'm exhausted in this moment. I might be doing 3 videos today. One with Aristo and one with the ambassador and group. That one's already scheduled. The Aristo hasn't gotten back to me yet, so that I understand what his schedule is. We did communicate, but he didn't respond. I didn't see his communication soon enough, and I guess I responded a little bit late. In any case, we need to understand that, I remember the saying, to thine own self be true. And as day follows night, you cannot be false to another. That's a Shakespeare quote from Hamlet, I believe. But in any case, we need to have a change in consciousness at the top. That's the sine qua non. And hopefully the ambassador and some of the things that we're doing will help people at the top see how it will benefit them to do the right thing, instead of the continuation of the status quo, where they're creating wars and they're just and all the deceptive business practices and the corporate structure where they do not allow accountability. There has to be accountability. at the very top, especially at the top, especially everything that applies to the shift in consciousness that is required, everything is most important at the highest levels. We do not need leaders that are greedy. We do not need leaders who are psychopaths and sociopaths, as we have had so much of the time. We need these people. If they're going to continue in any role at all, they need to be healed. They need to be made whole. They need to come home to themselves, and they need to be awakened and empowered to do the right thing and encouraged to do the right thing. But it's up to us, the people, to also do our part as best we can, each of us playing the roles that we're given to play. So anyway, I'm not going to have a really long video because, quite honestly, I'm tired. And so this is going to be a short video. I thank you for listening, and keep watching how the dragon family plays out its role on its mandate from heaven to lift humanity out of slavery and to stop the financial tyranny that has been going on far too long. When we start to see those things happening, we know it's for real and not just another pipe dream and not just another idle promise. So thank you for listening, and namaste.